Hello everyone and welcome to this Video Some Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield and today I thought I would show you one of my older laptops. One of my friends is actually getting a Dell Latitude XP P75D for the birthday. That is an example of that particular XPI that I had to fix way back in 2004. You never forget a laptop. You really don't. Now, some of you will have seen in the summer that I did actually manage to get my hands on a Dell Latitude XP. But mine is a later one. Mine is actually a Dell Latitude XP P133ST, which means that mine has got a Pentium 133 MHz. You will also have remembered that in the video I referenced another laptop, the Dell Latitude XP 475C. So today I thought I would show you that. Now, when I got this machine, it actually came in a compact case. That kind of caused me to get mixed up with another machine that I have, which is a compact, that's also in a compact case. And when I came to do the big reveal, I was saying, oh no, it's not a compact, and it turns out it actually was one. Anyway, here I do believe is the correct machine. Right. Let's open it up. Knowing me, it'll probably end up being a Toshiba or something. Maybe I get another compact. I don't know. Who knows? Or maybe, just maybe, it's a Dell. So here it is. Dell Latitude. I've had this since around about Christmas last year. And obviously belonged to, well, I don't know actually, but they tried picking tried picking the sticker off. And it, well, it's not really went that well. Anyway, not only did I get the laptop, I also got, well, not quite the full instruction manual, but I did get this wee frequently asked questions leaflet from Dell. But I mean, if I wanted the full instruction manual for this computer, it would be very easy to get, as Dell still supports every machine that they've made. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and pull this machine out. And I'm just going to put the case out of shot somewhere. Right. So welcome everyone to the oldest Dell computer I own. Let's take a tour around it. On the front you have the floppy disk drive. That's all you have. It's on the right hand side, and that would paint the picture for Dell Latitudes to come, not only with the XPI but with the C series as well. Because in the C series you get the multi-bay on the right, so that can either be a floppy drive, CD drive, and later models you got a zip drive, and you probably even got, well actually yes you did, you could get CD-ROM, DVD writer, or, but no, CD-ROM, CD writer, or maybe even DVD-ROM drives. So, there is, here I believe is the battery. Then you have this thing, which, there's one on the other side. This is a kickstand. So you can actually stand the machine up, so you've got better leverage when typing. When I say there's one on the other side, what I actually mean is there should be one on the other side. It doesn't seem to be there. So I could have a wonky Latitude instead. Now, just like with the XPI, all of the parts are hidden behind this wee door. But just like the the XPI. Well, actually, no, I'm lying. That door is actually still intact. That's for the docking station part. If I open this door, it will reveal IEEE 1284 parallel printer part, serial RS232, or COM part, PS2, and this is actually for mouse and keyboard. Now, it may seem like I'm stating the obvious here, but if my experience with the 486, and yes, maybe even some early Pentium laptops has taught me anything, it's that back in the day, PS2 ports weren't for mice. They were only for keyboards. I realised that once I plugged a mouse into my Toshiba T2130CS and I just got awful beeping sounds and the mouse wouldn't work. You have a VGA port, and that probably would come in useful, if I'm honest, and it would come in useful for reasons that I will tell you why later on. So I'm just going to kind of put these doors down, and then you have the power adapter part. And there's a wee light. It's orange. So the machine's getting power, but, well, naturally enough, the battery does not take any kind of a charge. It's very old. Now on the left-hand side, you have the power switch, PCMCIA card slots. They come complete with covers, although one of them I actually bought on eBay and it's obviously from a later machine. Although this one was original to this machine. No web address. And then you also have the hard disk, which just like on the XPI, sorry, you can actually pull out. Now this is a 540, I do believe, megabyte hard disk that's in here. And this machine's birthday, for anyone wondering, was the 27th of January of 1995. So here's the inside of the machine. Now, that's quite a big Intel Inside sticker. And the Intel that is inside this machine is a 486. Now this does look like some of the early Dell Latitude XPIs, except for the, well, I think one of the differences is this is a 486 DX475 MHz, and the power plug is a barrel type rather than the 3-pin type that 90s Latitude users have become used to. So let's switch it on. Love that hard disk noise. Naturally enough, the CMOS battery is dead. So, as a result, the machine, what it does is it actually does reverse video for text screens. let's go into setup and have a wee look. It thinks the date is November the 17th, 1994. It isn't. And one thing you might realise is the font on this. Well, it's not sans serif like it would be. You can actually change the font of text mode on this machine by hitting FN and F7. Doing that on later latitudes, even though the key still reads font, it won't actually change the font, but what it will do is it'll enable panel fit. So if you're on a smaller, if the program that you're using is outputting to less than the computer's native resolution, you can either have it so it will display it in the middle of the screen at its native resolution, or it will try and stretch it to fit the screen. But on this, it doesn't do that. What it does is it will actually change the font. So it's a 75 megahertz processor, 500 and something megabyte hard disk, 524 megs hard disk, 12 megs of memory, and it has a 1 meg video card, which is more than the XPI has got. However, I do believe this is a Cirrus Logic. Now, there is one thing that I was going to tell you about. Seem to have forgotten. Oh my goodness, that's not going to go well. Right, yeah, oh yeah, that was it. On the 475C, the screen will display in 640 by 480, but it will only display in 256 colours. Now, this has still got the original install from the previous owner. I did have the hard disk out of this machine for a while and had it replaced with a 1.5 gig, and it was actually dual booted with Windows 95. But this is no more. I'm starting to think I probably should have went for something like Microsoft IntelliPoint rather than the Logitech one, because in anything other than 16 colour mode you can't get cursor trails, and to be honest, cursor trails are necessary on this computer because, if you've not already guessed, this is actually a passive matrix display. Now, the early Latitude XPIs came with such a display as well. The later ones, like mine though, came with an active matrix display. So, when I was using this laptop in the summer, I actually coined the term C6 screen because of this computer. I don't know whether it's installed on this hard drive, but let me have a wee look. I don't know why it's in French, never mind. There it is. Let's play Wolf. And you might see why I call this a C6 screen, or a nausea screen, or something of that ilk. It's like you're drunk. Seriously. And for anyone who's never been drunk, don't bother. You just feel awful the next day. I guess being a YouTubeist, I do have some sort of social responsibility. to try and discourage what could be seen as harmful behaviours. But, I mean, can you see where the problem might be with such a screen? Yeah. But then again, these machines were never designed for gaming. Okay, so let me actually show you what can be done on this screen in text mode. First of all, you can actually change the colours. You can invert them. Actually invert the colours. And that can make text easier to read. And as well, let's see if I can pull up a text document. Obviously don't have mouse support installed on MS-DOS. That is, if I'm going to be honest, it's really quite disgraceful. So I mean, at some point I will have to... Do you know what? I'll just write some stuff. In fact, you know what? Yeah. Whoops-a-daisy. Quick. Brown. Day lazy dog. Okay, so here is a sentence that uses every letter of the alphabet. Now if I press Fn and F7, I can have tall serif, tall sans serif. I can have it at its native text resolution. So it's quite good actually. I've always preferred this one because it's sans serif. It's actually easier to read. I have got to wonder aloud though if there are problems with this font, because obviously MS-DOS was never really designed to run in this font. But I mean, I prefer it. I actually really do. Let's see. Now I know on the system somewhere there is actually a file that tells me, oh, here we go. So if you can imagine what the system credentials program is like on a Packard Bell, this tells me everything I need to know about this computer. So I've got the asset tag, and I have basically everything that the machine came with. So it's microprocessor, integrated coprocessor, 12 megs of RAM, secondary cache none, video type SVGA, video memory a megabyte or 1024 kilobytes, 1.4 meg floppy drive. Tells me the drive type. Apparently there's a SCSI controller, or not. No modem. Date 27th of the 1st 95. Pre-installed software MS-DOS 0.620. Dell Microsoft Windows for Workgroups 3.11, PC card images, SSD, that's suspend to disk, not solid state disk, Dell Online Users Guide, portable utilities 1.44 meg image, Com Central, ComWorks, and the disk images, as well as the Dell Latitude XP Online Users Guide, CompuServe for Windows 3.1, and it's been added to Dell Com Central. A lot of computers did come with CompuServe pre-installed. So, as well as everything else, you have the trackball mouse. This one of the first uses of a trackball mouse that was integrated was actually on the original Apple Macintosh Portable. Prior to that, I mean, you could actually get trackballs that would clip to the side of the machine, or you could basically just use a regular mouse. But obviously, integrated mice are better for laptops, so you can be really... Would you really want to have been sat on an airplane with someone running a computer mouse up your leg, or you doing the same to someone else? I don't think so. I love the noise this disc makes when it powers up. So there's no sound on this machine. Some Latitude XPIs, the early ones, were like the XP4s, passive matrix, no sound. Whereas the later ones did have sound. So, as promised, there's ComWorks. But there's also VisualWorks. And I got that confused with PFS Windows Works. VisualWorks, though, seems to be nothing to do with integrated Office suites. I keep forgetting what this does, actually, quite frankly. I don't know, the way that kind of this looks, it kind of looks like some sort of scripting or software development kit program. And it made the mouse pointer small. Why? Why would it do that? And it just seems to... leave loads of detritus up. Have you seen this? Why? Why has it left all that there? You know, I asked it to close the program and it didn't look. Whoops, that's my hair. That's nothing to do with the screen. And now it's opened itself back up again. What's all that about? Oh, let's try this one for a laugh. Exit Visual Window VisualWorks. There we go. Let's got rid of that. Microsoft Tools. Microsoft ADT. So someone's put a copy of Microsoft Access on here. I do quite fancy hitching this up to a CD-ROM drive and installing Office 4.3. Yes, you could get Office 4.x on floppy disks, but I've got Office 4.3 Professional with Bookshelf, which came on CD-ROM, and quite frankly, I think that's better. I've installed Office off of the floppy disks. It can be a pain, especially considering how floppy disks and drives can fail, especially when you get to around disk 24 of 25. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world to happen. You also have mouse software, then there's Project Workbench. So this was used in, you know, must have been quite a complicated organisation. So that's that kind of does flow diagrams. I'm not going to go too much into that. And then, of course, there's something that I personally installed. Best of Windows Entertainment Pack. So, I mean, I do like this machine. I like it a lot. But it's it's passive matrix, you know, it's... But I don't know. The first XP that I fixed was also a passive matrix screen. So, you know, I guess I couldn't really complain about it. In fact, I'll tell you something about that XPI. That machine, I was meant to get it, but at the time I had a Samsung V20 with a Pentium 4, and I just started bringing it into school. So it was actually given to one of the other staff members. I know I'm not playing this very well. Okay, so this has been a look at the Dell Latitude XPI. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please subscribe. Instructions on how to do so will actually follow. And all that remains for me to say is thank you for watching, and please come back and see more videos. Stay tuned, and I'll see you again. Thank you very much.